So then we are back with more understandings from the Renewed Covenant, from the Aramaic English translation of the word, and this translation came from the original documents given by Yahweh himself to his holy prophets of old. You understand, Yahweh always is the wisest, and he has a plan. He gave the first plan to his servant Moses. The first service was established in a desert. Then from there, they practiced the first service for more than 1,000 years. They were given then the promised land. There was a transfer of the tabernacle from the desert onto the promised land, and they were trained for more than 1,000 years. Then the Holy Yahweh decided to have then the Gentiles included in the family. They would go around the world forming holy tabernacles. The world has its own path. Yahweh wants his people to be concerned with his holy tabernacles set by the time of Moses. Yahweh takes care of the rest of it. If there are bombs, dangerous bombs, or no bombs, or thousands of bombs, Yahweh is the wisest. As long as he then is obeyed, and his people then go around the world forming holy tabernacles, and they help the Gentiles with their problems, and they remain loyal to the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, then Yahweh takes care of the rest. We can't mesmerize ideas and then try to figure out what the other person is going to do. Only Yahweh can do this. We remain obedient. Peace and understanding from nation to nation must be in line with the 61st chapter of Yershiyahu, where then Israel someday is going to be restored, and then the situation is going to be solved only when we understand the second services of the Holy Tabernacles. It can't be done any other way. 61st chapter of Yershiyahu, we are then prior of then the restoring. We can't be concerned with the other nations. Without the understanding of the tabernacles, then we can't control the other people. Only Yahweh can control the other people. But we can control what we understand of Him. He established His holy service. He was found in His holy service. He is then Son, in the form of the Son. Was Yahweh Himself came in the form of the Son. Rather than singular became plural. Around the world forming holy tabernacles. From there, Yahweh would direct the world for those interested in inquire of Him. Then when His people are obedient, He takes care of the rest. We understand precisely there is no Muslim, no Christian, there is no other religion, but we understand then from the Holy Creator where He came from. It's true, part of Ishmael, they had then some anointing because they were from the line. They had a covenant with Abraham, and then the promises were given then to Isaac. And then the first tabernacle service was in the desert. From there we received the understandings for the second service. Going around the world forming holy lands, establishing then the second service in the holy tabernacles. Then the countries near the tabernacles would come and report to the gates. They would receive direction. And we have to trust Yahweh. He's the true creator. We can't control the other countries. If we try then to figure out what the other country is going to do, then a person dies of nervousness. Because it can't be figured out. The humans were not put together by the Creator to try to figure the other person. That's only Yahweh's situation. He takes care of the rest. You must remain obedient. Whatsoever Moses told you to do and observe these, do and observe, because he knew in the future then his people would set up holy tabernacles around the world, not synagogues. Synagogues are not tabernacles. We are speaking of the worship in each Holy of Holies, or Kadosh Kadoshim, where then the Levites would continue the service around the world. That's how peace is established. Outside of these, forget it. Because we have a prophetic line from the great prophet Yershiyahu. And he's a great prophet because Yahweh was teaching him. That's the only reason why there is great. The great is related with Yahweh, not with Isaiah. And then we are living in times where then we are a bit prior of the 61st part of it, where then Israel is going to be restored and then the world is going to experience some peace. But without the tabernacles, forget it. We can't do it. Second services must be re-established as they were before. If the other countries like it or not, they have their own situations going on. We understand that the second service must be re-established. Please stay tuned. Much more coming up.